Hello, friends. Mary here with Boomers Blooming. I hope you're enjoying your day. I'm the kind of person that when I find out information that I think may be helpful to someone else, I don't withhold it. I probably talk a little too much too, giving out information, but that's all right. I try to help people with information that I have found out that has helped me to keep me more stress-free, moving along in life, not so jagged with so much stuff going on, so much drama. Things that are helpful to me in my life, things that protect me. So, I wanted to talk to you about the 4 credit bureaus. Those are the bureaus that hold our credit history and information. I found out from the sheriff where I live about 4 years ago. I went up to the office and I was talking to him. And they shared some information with me about how to protect yourself from unwanted credit card fraud. Unwanted credit card fraud. It's like this. Someone can possibly go down and buy a card if they have your ID information, maybe your social, your name, your birth date, things like that. They could go on a car lot and purchase a car, or maybe they could open a credit card in your name, and those things you wouldn't know about until you started getting the bills and the invoices and the communications. So scamming and all of this has gotten really, really bad now. So there are 4 credit bureaus that you can actually freeze your credit. So if they try to go in and buy something against your will without your knowledge, they can't get through these credit bureaus. That's why when you're out trying to open up a credit card or buy new items, they'll ask you for your social security number, your name, and your ID. To give an example, a couple of years ago, I was at Macy's and there was a dress I wanted to buy for a special occasion. Now, I know you all have gone through this too. They said that if I opened up a credit card, they would give me 20% off the purchase of that dress. I'm like, hey, 20% off? I'll take it. So they asked me for my information, and when they ran it through, the sales clerk came back and said, Miss Mary, they won't give us your credit score. You must have a freeze on your credit bureaus. They won't give us any information. So therefore, unless you unlock it with your password, you can't get 20% off the dress. Well, I wanted the dress so bad, I went ahead and bought it anyway. But this is what that taught me. No one could go in at Macy's and try to open a credit card in my name because I had freezes on my credit bureaus. Macy's declined me because they couldn't get in. So this is a good thing, especially for seniors, and not just for seniors, for anybody, because there's so much fraud and stealing going on there. And I try to protect myself the best way I can. And when I find out information, I try to pass it on to my friends. So there are 4 credit bureaus where you can actually freeze your information. So if someone is trying to open a credit card in your name, make a purchase that requires them to check the credit bureau, guess what? They'll be declined. Years ago when I bought my SUV, and I bought it back in 2020, I forgot I had locks on all 4 credit bureaus. And so when they went to run my credit, the guy came back and said, unless you unlock your credit, we can't let you have the car. So I had to go outside, figure out my passwords, and unlock my credit so they could look at my credit score, identify me, and know everything was in order. So I wasn't mad. That protected me from anyone going into that dealership trying to buy a car in my name with my information, and they would have been blocked and stopped instantly because the credit bureau would not release the information because I had locks on all 4 credit bureaus. Now, I know most of you know this because it's been all on the news. It's been out there. People have talked about it. But you know, there's some of us that might not keep up with this type of stuff. It's for those people that I'm talking to help protect you from fraud and abuse in your life and stress. Now, these 4 credit bureaus, I'm going to see if I can't hold it up so you can see them. They may not come out right because I don't know if they can be turned backwards or what. But these are the 4 credit bureaus: Equifax, Expedian, TransUnion, and that other one. I can't really see that other one. Those are the 4 credit bureaus, okay? You can get in touch with these credit bureaus by just looking their number up. You could tell them you want to put a freeze on your credit. You will assign your own personal password. You don't give it to the credit bureau. None of them know it. It's your own secret password. So, these 4 credit bureaus will freeze your credit. And no one will be able to take out a credit card. You know how we used to get these things? They're not as frequent as they used to be, but I used to get, my mailbox would be flooded with credit card offers. Suppose somebody went in there and got that credit card offer, actually had your information, filled it out, and opened a credit card. This has been done to many people, and it has caused a lot of problems in their lives. If you freeze your credit with these 4 credit bureaus, no one can do that. You have your own password. So when I bought that car back in 2020, I had to go outside and sit down with my passwords because I didn't know which bureau they would use and unfreeze those credit bureaus. Now, when you go into unfreeze those credit bureaus, you enter your own password. It will ask you how long you want it to be unfrozen. Like if you want it to be unfrozen on a Tuesday, but you want it frozen back on a Thursday. They give you the opportunity to do it. You don't have to go back and forth, going back in later on. They give you the dates you want to open it up, unlock it, unfreeze it, to be used by someone you choose, some company that you choose, not somebody else. I find this very helpful, and I think that this is a great thing. Because before this happened, before we had this opportunity to use this, it was so much credit card. So many people getting credit cards and products in other people's names because they had their information. This will put a stop to a lot of it. This will protect you more. So, for those of you who haven't heard about this, for those of you who haven't exercised this privilege to protect yourself, I just wanted to share this information with you. That there are 4 credit bureaus. You can look them up on the internet and get their direct numbers. You freeze and lock your credit, and no one can use that to purchase items. That protects you. If you go in and want to buy a dress like I did, and if it's that important to you, you just use your password and unfreeze it. You purchase the dress, you get your 20% off, and then you freeze your credit back. It's just that simple. But the 100%, the broad protection it gives you is astronomical. It can save you from so much grief, ID theft, problems, and I just love it. Since I hadn't had a problem before I did this, and I certainly haven't had a problem before I froze all of my credit bureaus with passwords. Now, this is something that I just wanted to share because, like I said, I tell all of my friends and I tell everybody I know, hey, this is a tidbit of information that if you're interested in, you may not be interested in doing this, but if you're interested in it, what is that old saying? Information is powerful. Today, in the society and the world we live in, information is more than powerful. It can save you. It really can. And so when I find out something, I'm more than willing to share, because we all are in this together, and we have to try to protect each other. And this scam, fraud, whatever, affects so many seniors directly because they don't know to do this. And because a lot of seniors have high credit scores, and they use this against us. They try any way they can to inflict some type of damage to your credit. You don't want that. I don't want it, and I don't want it for you. So this is why I was sitting out here and I was thinking, I need to share this because I know a lot of people already know this. But what about those who don't? What about those who don't know this? And it could be helpful, and it could save them a lot of trouble and heartache, because the fraudsters are out there. The scammers are out there. And they say that they're getting more and more aggressive, especially in this shutdown of the government. Well, they were getting more and more aggressive, in my opinion, before the shutdown. Maybe the shutdown is just offering extra opportunity to do their dirt. So, friends, all I'm trying to say is let's try to protect ourselves the best way we can. Can we protect ourselves 100% from this? Probably not. But what we can do, let's all do it to save ourselves a lot of stress, heartbreak, heartache, that these things can cause. I had a credit card about 7 years ago, and the credit card was active. Now, I don't know how they got my credit card number, but my credit card company alerted me that a charge had been made in California. I do not live in California. A charge had been made in New York. I do not live in New York. So they alerted me because on my credit card account, I have, if a purchase is made over $10, alert me by email, telephone, or text. So guess what? That's exactly what they did. So I was able to stop the ongoing purchases. And not only was I able to stop the ongoing purchases, they froze my card and sent me a new one in the mail. And it was turned over to the fraud department. So on my credit card, I have that if a purchase, now it can be a little headache to me because I can go out and make more than that, a purchase higher than that. But it's not really a problem when I think about it, because that's a layer of protection. That's an extra layer of protection that keeps me from so much frustration. And they were able to stop the purchases on that credit card. I don't know for sure how they got my credit card number, because the credit card company asked me, was I in possession of my credit card at all times? And I said, yes, it's in my purse. But then I thought, earlier that day, around lunchtime, I had gone to this restaurant and I gave the server my credit card to run to pay for my meal. Now, I'm not accusing her in no way because I don't know how this happened. But I'm just saying, she walked away from the table with my credit card. And I paid my bill. I know it was not 2 hours later, these charges started appearing. Now, she probably had nothing to do with this. Nothing at all. So I'm not making an accusation against her. She was a very nice person that I could see. So we don't know how these things happen. They got a thing they call a dark web, where so much information is out there. But this is what it's taught me. I don't like to have my credit card out of my sight. A lot of restaurants have these things on the table now, like Applebee's and Red Lobster, where you can run your own credit card on the machine that they have on the table and pay for your bill. Now, I wish more restaurants and more places had that advantage, opportunity. So you can always keep your credit card in your possession. Because I'm telling you, friends, when these folks get your information, it is a headache for days. It's just a real bad headache. It really is. You know, I have some friends down the street. They had a habit of putting their mail out every month. They got their checks and they put their hand up on the mailbox. But guess what? Because people are watching and they're looking, they went in there and they stole the mail before the postman got it. I imagine before the postman got it. And they whitewashed the checks. And it was a real headache for my neighbor. I felt so sorry for her. Because they whitewashed the checks and put in much more than what. Say, for instance, if you're paying a water bill and they get that check and they whitewash it. That water bill might have been $30, but they're going to whitewash it. And then they may charge, they may fill the whole thing out and make it look like a $75 charge or check. I felt so sorry for her. It took her a while to straighten that out. They had to cancel her checks. They had to cancel her checking account. They had to do so. And guess what? It took days to do that. And all she was trying to do was pay a water bill or a utility. So I don't do that. I learned years ago that I don't put checks in the mailbox and put that red hand up, because it used to be a time when that was safe. Nobody really thought about it. Nobody bothered it. But we live in a different time now. And we have to accept the fact that we live in a different time. And in accepting that fact that we live in a different time, we have to protect ourselves in a different way than we used to protect ourselves. That's all I'm saying. There's a challenge here. And we have to try to protect ourselves the best way we can. Okay? And I love you guys, and I don't want to see you stressed. I don't want to see anything happen as far as what I'm talking about or any other thing. Because I'm a senior. I try to keep my life stress-free and drama-free. Because you know, as you age, the stress is not good for you. It's not. It's just not good for you. And so I try to control what I can. You know, you can't control everything. But those things that I can control, and the information and the knowledge I can pass on to keep somebody from going through certain things, I'm more than willing to do that. Okay? So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I hope you got something out of this. I hope somebody was listening and say, you know, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that extra layer of protection around myself. And I think that's a good thing. But you know, it's an individual decision now. I don't tell people what to do. I just bring information, okay? So if you like my content, give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. If you want to travel with me on this journey called life, if you want to be with me, if you want to watch my videos or know when upcoming videos are coming out, give me a comment. Not a comment. Give me a subscription. It's a subscription is what it is. You know, I'm a senior. Sometimes these words twirl around and I pull out the wrong word. Now, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Oh, this is what I'm trying to say over here. So, give me a prescription if you like to take this journey with me. I'm going to put out many more videos on about how to protect ourselves, how to live the best quality of life. I think this is important for us, not just seniors, but for everybody. This is important because this world is so noisy and it's filled with so much. The atmosphere is so thick with stress and problems, and we need some relief, don't we? And those things that we can control, let's try to control them. So give me a subscription. It's absolutely free. There's no charge. It just lets you know when I put another video out there where you can view it. And I have a whole list of things I want to talk about that I sit down and I said, I've been taught these things. I've been exposed to this information. This has been good information for me. It's been very good information for me. And some of it I have applied in my life, and it has helped me. So why not share it? Because I'm not against sharing something that's going to help somebody. Okay? It's going to help you and help me and keep us safe and stress-free so we can enjoy life. Okay? So I'm going to let you go. I got this little thing around my neck that is supposed to work and let me cut the video off. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to see. I love you guys. Let's see, friends, if it's going to cut it off.